All right, you are.
Hey, do you like hoodies with zippers?
Y'all like hoodies with what?
Zippers.
No, not too much. I like pullover hoodies.
Thank you. What? All these stores have these damn zippers on it. I'm like, dude, who wants to zip off bulky? You sit down, uncomfortable. I want a pullover, man.
Yeah, the pullover feels like you're getting a hug.
Right. You feel like you're encased in some kind of cocoon and you feel comfortable.
Yeah, like armor or some shit. No, you're
Right.
absolutely right.
All these damn places have these goddamn zippers.
We're full of random thoughts, man. That's how we do. Part of friends right there. Right there. All right, let's do it. Courtesy of Bawl.com, Stitcher.com, iTunes, where you can subscribe to this lovely, wonderful podcast for free. Tune in media for your mobile devices and Google Play Podcasts. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to the show that we so lovingly call Bawl on Bulls. The show totally, utterly, and foreverly dedicated to the Chicago Bulls and NBA talk. I am Big Dave.
I am Chris.
That was a pause for the cause. And it's brought to you today by my beer of choice, Blue Moon Belgian White, which is what I'm sipping on. Chris, do you have a beer, sir?
You know, I went to the fridge and got some RC.
Okay, fair enough.
You know I love RC.
Can't go wrong with RC. Yes, I know. Yeah, you can't go wrong with it. CRC. Man. But today we have another wonderful guest. This person we have on our show today, if we were giving out awards for Rookie of the Year, he would win it.
Oh wow!
This man came out of nowhere.
Rookie of the Year.
And he's been on our show at least. Dennis Smith Jr. This man has been on our show at least 3 or 4 times this year alone. And you're about to see why if you haven't caught those podcasts from according to sources. Our guy, Drake. What's up, bro?
What's going on, people? What's up?
Everything's good. Everything's wonderful. Everything's nice. Life in Georgia is okay?
Yeah, man. We got power and, everything is A-okay.
All right. The hurricane didn't hit you too hard, so you still here.
Yeah, we still here. We're still on the map.
Okay, that is very important, man. Straight up. I'm glad you took your first. Did you take your first hurricane in like stride though? Anything like that?
Define stride. I mean, by day three of no power, I was I'm like, okay, it's cool. We're telling little scary stories. But by day 4, I was ready to just murder everyone. It's like
you were bringing the stories to life.
No power, no TV, make Andre something. Go crazy.
Don't mind if I
do. Don't mind if I do.
This is why he rookie of the year, throwing Simpsons references on you. This is why stuff like that. But we're glad you all right, man. We really are, man. And glad your family is cool, bro.
Thank you,
bro. So since you're here, bro, we might as well talk about the beloved Chicago Bulls.
Do we have to?
Yeah, we have to, because I didn't think we would have a lot to talk about. But then last week happened, and just things went down. Where do we start? Let's start with what just happened. Let's start with D Wade being bought out by the Bulls and now signing with the Cleveland Cavaliers, which is what I knew was going to happen once he got bought out by the Bulls. His time here in Chicago, Dre, do you have any special moments from the D Wade era?
No.
All right.
I think the best moment is when they coined themselves 3 Alphas. That was a great moment in time for me and my family, because it was one of the dumbest things I've ever heard in my life. So it was perfect. It was a beautiful situation to hear them actually say they were 3 Alphas, like 3 Musketeers. Yeah, there's no have you ever heard of that term before? Like there could be 3 alpha males on a team and it all works out, because that didn't all work
Never.
out. That was all terrible, right? It was all bad. Everything about
It wasn't all bad.
It has
No,
to
it
be
was all
competitive.
bad.
It was
It
all
has to-
bad. It was
We
all
ended up in the playoffs. We won 2 games in the playoffs.
I mean,
They
you
made it
slide
fun.
in half-assed into the playoffs. Okay, we're going to fall ass backwards into this 8th seed.
Yeah, we stumbled in. We back in there.
I think the Bulls got into the playoffs losing. Like, they were losing their way into the playoffs. It was like, shit, we're trying to lose, and we just can't. Like we can't lose enough. Like, we're going to win this game. It's like, okay, the Bulls aren't going to make the playoffs. Like, shit, there's like, okay, they're going to make it. Now they're losing again. Like, the Bulls were terrible. It was a terrible decision to bring Rondo on with those two guys. It was a terrible decision to bring Wade on if you plan on getting Rondo. All of it was bad. Every single part of it. And I'm glad Dwayne Wade is gone for one reason and one reason only. I'm going to tell you this reason right now. I play 2K.
Okay.
I play 2K18. Dwayne Wade's 2K18 player has made me hate Dwayne Wade, the actual player.
Why? Now I have 2K18 also, but please explain on this, sir. Why?
Dwayne Wade on 2K, his 2K player, does not ever pass the ball. Doesn't matter how wide open you are. Doesn't matter what play you have called. None of that shit matters. Dwayne Wade is going to shoot.
Now,
and he is inevitably going to miss.
So, you been telling him that he shoots so much that he literally takes the control from your hands.
You cannot control him.
Okay, hold on. It automatically just inhibits everything. The buttons don't work.
Look, okay.
And the sticks stop moving by itself.
I play my career. So I only use one person, which is the guy that I created.
Okay.
And you make them pass you the ball by pressing the X button. I could break that button pressing it. Dwayne Wade would not, on a pick and roll, Dwayne Wade would not pass me the ball. There is no situation or circumstance where he will do it. It does not matter what it is he is doing. He is going to shoot that ball, and I'm not going to get my badges. I swear, it feels like I'm playing Dwayne Wade's my career. Not Andre Williams' my career, not DJ, whatever this character's name. Not his career, it's Dwayne Wade's career. But that he had his career 14 years ago, goddammit. This is my career. And because he does not pass me the ball on this game, I dislike him. I'm glad he's gone. I'm like, Trump, get him out of here. Get him out of here. He's fired. I'm like, Trump, get him out of here.
But let me, what is he shooting on there? What's his shooting percentage?
Like 30% or something like that. He's really bad.
Okay, then it's a problem. But see, I have a whole different view of it because I haven't played my career yet. I'm just playing a regular season. And playing the season, D Wade's been quite awesome. I give it to D Wade. I know the move to do. You back him down in the post. You hit him with that D Wade fadeaway, and it's money all day long. I mean, it's cash paper all day long.
Definitely tries to do that all game long. He misses it all game long.
Not succeeding.
No, and it pisses me off. But but seriously. Oh man, I'm a monster. I'm always a monster on 2K.
Okay, all right.
I'm always a monster. You didn't see the picture I put in the group where I scored 83 points in the pro?
I did not.
Did you win the game?
Yeah, we beat them by like 50 points. That's neither here nor there.
My goodness.
I mean, that's just that's just whatever. But on the real tip, I thought getting Dwayne Wade would have been a good thing, not necessarily on the court for the Bulls, but as a recruiter at some point in time. Yes. But the Bulls front office is so inept that they soured that relationship from, I don't know, a couple months within the season. That was already a sour relationship. So none of that actually happened. Now within the middle of the season, you already have Dwayne Wade talking about how bad the Bulls front office is. So that never came to happen. That was never to fruition. So all of the things that I thought would actually happen, like, okay, Dwayne Wade isn't going to come here and bring a championship, but maybe he'll bring one of these other guys to the Bulls, like one of these young guys that look up to him or something like that, free agency wise. None of that happened because the Bulls, they're an awful organization. So,
I never thought he would do that, bring somebody in like that, because the season kind of went like Chris and I thought it was going to go. And after it was over, they were like, if it doesn't work, just blow it up. So I didn't think they were going to bring anybody in because I didn't plan on him being here.
No, not necessarily him bringing people in as like he's recruiting guys. But I don't know if you remember, Dwayne Wade was kind of the face of the Chicago Bulls don't take care of their guys motto.
Yes.
He was the guy that said that nonsense, which is completely false. I think I've said this on my podcast plenty of times. You can go down the list of former Bulls that work for the Chicago Bulls right now. So it was always nonsense, right?
Yes.
But he was the face of it. Getting him kind of took that away. It kind of ended that. But they did but instead of actually using that to their benefit, it became even worse because I'm sure Dwayne Wade is going to tell everybody now, the organization is horrible. Don't go there. They don't know what they're doing. So it was all backwards. I didn't think he was going to be like, oh, yeah, I'm going to recruit guys. Because, I mean, Dwayne Wade is like 90. Nobody's going to come to the Chicago Bulls to play with him. But the idea of him being here was more important to me than him actually playing here. It broke down a wall of the Bulls don't take care of their guys. If he's the guy who said that 7-8 years ago, if he's playing on Chicago, maybe other people will. Now, nobody's ever coming here, ever.
Now, the only reason I disagree with that is because saying they didn't take care of Dwayne Wade is incorrect. Because if you're looking at it from a money point, they took care of him very well. I mean, you signed him to a 2-year, $50 million contract. He walked out of here with $39 million.
They did take care of him, but he was in here to see how this organization works from the inside, and it's a mess.
Okay, so in a perfect world, how would it have ended good for Dwayne Wade if it all worked out the way you wanted it to?
I think they had beat Boston, had Rondo stayed healthy, lost in the second round, and you'd be like, okay, that's fine. We did what we set out to do. We weren't winning the championship. I think he said that when he got here. I don't think we're really winning the championship, but I think he wanted to be competitive. But one guy went down and the team fell apart, and they were pretty much, wavering on, falling apart throughout the entire season. So you wanted to see like something happen, or maybe just a good time playing with the Chicago Bulls and being in Chicago and the organization being a fully functioning organization, not an organization where your higher up front office guys are trapping analysts in bathrooms and accosting them because of things that like, come on, man. With Randy Brown watching the door like this is a goddamn movie. Like it was like the whole thing was a mockery. Like if I was making a satire of what a basketball team is supposed to be run like, the Chicago Bulls would be the satire that I make. It would be called the Chicago Bulls. They're not run like an actual real organization. And then you have a coach whose balls you cut off by bringing in Dwayne Wade and Rondo, and you already got Jimmy Butler there, who's a colossal asshole to begin with. It's like, come on, man. Like, nothing they've done over the last 5 years has been good.
Well, they're bringing in an outsider.
Oh, Doug.
So
let's go.
Someone to
let's go there next. Yeah, let's go there next, man. Since you want to bring it up, Dub, let's go there next. Bulls bring in Doug Collins as the new senior advisor. Dub, continue, sir.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I like it more than I hate it, but it amazes me that they continue to bring in people that they know, which is, I can understand in the business that, you bring in people that you know, but it's like, everyone want to see us be friends. Like, we always want to see a whole bit. I want to see a big change in the front office. Not people invite other friends in. I hope he has some say and some sway. But you got a GM, then you got Paxson. I mean, like, if you need a senior advisor, don't you need a new GM? I mean, I'm confused. Like, I don't know. So
whose role is he coming in to take? Because one of those guys are getting fired.
It has to be Garforth. I keep hearing that Garforth is on his way out. It's just like you get a sense that people are saying, well, they set it up so Garforth can move on. And maybe Doug Collins gets the role as GM. I don't know. What do you think? Doug Collins GM?
Yeah, I think, yeah. Go ahead, Dre. I'm sorry. Go ahead, man.
I didn't want to, talk over you. Yeah, I guess. I mean, but I guess it is forming because did you read that stuff about how, like, all last season he was going around the league telling people about how, like, man, this team sucks because of Paxson. It's not me. Like, I'm great. Paxson is the guy making all the decisions. He's terrible. So I guess
I can't believe that.
Huh?
I can't believe Gar Forman.
Hey, you talking about the guy who tried to beat up Jeff Van Gundy for talking about the Bulls? It had Randy Brown holding the door. He's not. I think he would do it. I think he would do it.
But I'm saying, like, because if he says that, I'm taking Paxson in the fight because Paxson actually tried to beat up a coach. So I ain't, you know what I mean?
think
like,
Foreman
beating up Jeff Van Gundy.
He might be bigger than Pax, man. I know Paxson looks like looks like Max Payne, but I don't know, man.
I got Heisen Pax. Okay, I got Pax is out here like Walter White. You know what I'm saying? Like I got Pax, though. Like I ain't taking a dude who looked like the Sesame Street, looked like a Muppet in the face, man. I'm taking Pax out here, man.
Looks like
he looks ridiculous, man. He looks like a created person on 2K. Like he does not look like a real human being. Like when I see his face, I'm just like, no, that is not your face. That is not your real face.
Okay, so if this was happening, and I do believe it was happening, I think Pac should have just whooped his ass. And like, you know, he see him, they walking past each other in the Berto Center, and he's like, I heard you was talking shit. And he just tell off of him.
He did that. I mean, for real, Pax ran up on Skiles. Pax ran up on Vinny. Pax was cold-blooded.
Okay, I mean, you can't throw Vinny in there. Vinny a punk. Come on.
Yeah, but I'm saying who running up on coaches though.
Apparently,
I'm saying your GM running up on you. Yeah,
I mean, technically, Gar did too. You know what I'm saying? Van Gundy was a coach. He ran up on him. Van Gundy got it. Yeah, Van Gundy.
He ran up on Van Gundy.
Huh? Van Gundy my height.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Van Gundy is
afraid to get his nose in there, man. He was mopping the floors in Miami that time when he was on.
Now that's true. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was.
You get in there. He ain't afraid to get dirty.
Yes, he was. That was the end of, bro. That was the end of his comb over. That scene right there. That was the end of his comb over. Because it was like, nah, bro. Yeah, man. He was like, cut that off, man. I remember Alonzo Mourning looking down at him like, man, what the hell are you doing, bro?
What the hell are you doing on my legs?
Right. What is this? Where are we going? You know what? We need to talk this out. He actually stopped that fight by just being ridiculous.
Yeah. Alonzo Mourning didn't want to get kicked out of the NBA and thrown in jail for killing a coach.
See, right.
So, you know what? I'll stop.
Now, see, that's why he's not Rick Mahorn, because Rick Mahorn would have stomped his ass out.
Yeah, well, all of those dudes that played for the Pistons were insane. Don't tell Vince Goodwill I said that.
Oh, I tell him myself. Don't you worry. I'll tell him myself, sir. They were out of their fucking mind. And yes, that was true. Homer. Oh, man, yeah, he loved those Pistons. He loved those. And you know what I like? I'm getting off track here, but the one thing I liked about Vincent Goodwill is the fact he tells the Bulls what he says in a column, he tells them to their face. Because I was watching him during media day and talking to John Paxson, and he was like, the last thing he said to Pax was, hey, let's hope that these picks work out and Dennis Smith Jr. doesn't become a superstar.
Pax is like, wait, who does he work for? Get him the hell up out of here.
Yeah, Vince is not a fan, so he's like, you know, whatever. This is work for him.
But do you know what happened next? Because I'm telling you, do you know what happened next, though? Fred Hoiberg was the next person on. Fred Hoiberg poured water on his head.
You know what? I like Fred. I don't
water on him. Yep.
I don't know. Am I the only person who likes Fred? Like, I've always been like, I think he's kind of been hamstrung by these rosters, and he may actually be a good coach, but I've never been able to see it.
To answer your first question, yes, you are the one that likes Fred.
Why doesn't anybody like
Fred?
No,
you're not. No, you're not. You're not.
I don't hate Fred.
I feel the same way you do. I feel the exact same way you do, Dre. I have yet to see him coach the team that they brought him here to coach.
Well, see,
so it's hard for me to sit here.
Didn't D-Wade say that yesterday when he he said something about Fred? It was like, I hope they give him a roster that could, you know, utilize the system that he wants to run or something like that. Something
right.
Like
that. Todd Gibson was saying stuff like that.
But you're a coach. Why don't you, like, you know, coach the team that you have?
I mean, who could have coached this? I just want to ask you that question.
He went to the playoffs.
The question is, did he coach? Could he have done better as a coach?
He could have.
Okay, that's the point.
It's kind of hard.
I don't get this. Anybody can be perfect Any player can be perfect like him in order to be perfect. You know, like
I don't think that's what it is, but I think it's hard when you put a second-year coach in and you got a Hall of Famer, a dude who's won a championship, another guy who's won 3 championships, and then a budding superstar who's kind of a diva like Jimmy Butler. Like they put him in a really, really bad situation. They brought him here for one thing. They sold him on one thing, and in true Chicago Bulls front office fashion, they gave him something else.
First of all, they didn't bring him in nowhere. He took the job. He's getting paid a lot of money. Coach the team.
Oh, don't bring up the money, man.
They didn't kidnap him to be a coach of the Bulls.
No, but I'm sure they told him we're going to fit this team around your specific talents. It's like, okay, when the Bulls brought in Phil Jackson, he wanted to run a triangle, and then Krause is like, "No, we're just gonna get you a bunch of fucking centers." Like that's like, no, we're just gonna get you centers and fucking power forwards. We're not gonna get you anybody that can shoot, nobody that can dribble. You're just posting up all the goddamn time. Yeah, I'm sure Phil Jackson would have been like, "No, what the fuck? Like this is what you brought me in for? A bunch of goddamn power forwards that look like Charles Oakley and centers that run like we do. Like you gotta actually help your coach to be like you have to put your coaches in the position to win, just like coaches have to put the players in the position to win.
So who are these magical players that's supposed to be on the roster to help hold
guys that can dribble, pass, and or shoot in any combination of the 3.
Okay, that's the whole NBA are looking for those players. Good luck. I mean, like
no, but most
whole system is predicated. Go ahead, Trey. Go ahead.
Yeah, most teams actually have them. The Bulls didn't. But instead of getting them those guys, they got them Rajon Rondo and Dwayne Wade, guys who are the antithesis of being able to shoot.
Wait, don't bring Rondo into this. Rondo is the dude spreading
Rondo. And it would have been fine had they not gotten Dwayne Wade, got Rondo, and then got guys that could shoot the ball. But they got both of those two, started both of those two, and then you have them with Jimmy Butler. When a guy is trying to run an offense on space and pace, it's hard to space the floor when you could guard everybody at once because they're all trying to drive to the basket. And then when you kick it out to one of those other guys, it's like, okay, shit, man, go ahead and shoot. Cool. And it was all fine when Dwayne Wade was in Rondo and Jimmy was hitting all them threes in the beginning. And everybody was like, well, maybe it will work. But then they fell back.
Okay. So this year, right, they got Levine
for half the season.
Has season marketing.
Half a season. He gonna be back soon. What are we saying? Come on, man.
Marketing who could shoot threes from across the seas, across the ocean. That's just fine.
Don't you say Nico. Don't you dare say Nico.
Nico is not coming out of my mouth. Nico's down the team, so as far as I'm concerned.
He gonna come out my mouth. Don't worry.
So they got those 2 people. Who else they got to shoot threes?
You said Zach LaVine? Did you say Zach LaVine? Because he's a really good 3-point shooter.
Zach Markkanen. I don't even know who else is on the team.
Denzel Valentine.
Okay.
He's a 3-point shooter.
Denzel can shoot. He can shoot. Who else? Who else is on the team? I don't even know who the Bulls have on the team. I saw Quincy Pondexter on him. I saw him on the team.
At some point, you have to coach what you have, man.
I think he did. He did.
But they also hear though from players that the other aspect of coaching he didn't have. Now you say he's young, fair enough, but I keep hearing that he Taj like he wasn't a man, all this kind of stuff.
But how? I'm gonna ask you this: how could he have been the man on that team? Coming into that team, how could he have been the man?
If you're telling me, there's no coach, no rookie coach that's come into the a team like that. Say I don't know who coaches OKC, a rookie coach come in and win.
Billy Donovan.
And what did KD say about Billy Donovan just a couple days ago? What did he just say about Billy Donovan?
What's KD?
He was not the man on that team. He did not even coach that team, I don't think. I think he's coaching them now. I think he coached them last year. But he did not coach that team the year. Even another.
I think he's better. I think he's better coach than the previous coach than what you call it.
But look,
Scott Brooks.
Scott Brooks.
I agree. I thought he did a better job with that OKC team than Scott Brooks did. But I think Scott Brooks did a hell of a job with that Washington team.
And he kind of fucked up the playoffs, man.
Huh?
But he do. But that's what Scott Brooks do. Scott Brooks screw up in the playoffs. He's the new Rick Adelman.
No. Do not put him on the level of Rick Adelman.
He's the dude.
I said it. He's the new Rick Adelman, Chris. I said it.
No, he's
Rick
Adelman. Adelman.
Okay, what you talking about? Well, tell me what Scotty Brooks don't win games. Scotty Brooks don't get to the playoffs. Scotty Brooks don't go to the finals.
I don't think they win games because of Scotty Brooks. I think Adelman won games because of Adelman. I think Adelman had a bigger part of winning game than Scotty Brooks will.
That Portland team was stacked. Them teams he had, Portland was stacked, and Houston was stacked. Like he had no team. Man, he had stacked teams, and he would get there, and he would become Rick Adelman every single time. That's what he
he's a better coach, though, man.
He's 2.0. He is Rick Adelman 2.0, Chris.
I will give you that. I think Rick Adelman was probably a better coach than him, but at this point, we slicing atoms.
Right.
I don't know if it really makes that big of a difference.
Okay, so like,
very true.
So like, what year is Hoiberg ready to be a man to like take charge of the locker room?
I think this is
also
this
coach
is
from the court.
If this year he's not clearly the leader or the voice, or this is like his team, then that's the problem. He's the problem. But when you're asking him to play on a team with coach a team with Dwayne Wade and Rajon Rondo. I mean, Rajon Rondo didn't listen to Rick Carlisle. Why the hell is he gonna listen to friggin' Fred Hoiberg?
But Fred had nothing but glowing things to say about Rajon Rondo. Nothing but
everybody says great things about Rajon Rondo. It's weird. Yeah. Like nobody ever has anything bad to say about him. They just don't want him on the team.
Like, be on the lookout for the New Orleans. Look out for New Orleans this year. Watch out.
Oh my God, he's gonna destroy the dude. I can't wait to watch that team play. So many alley-oops.
Oh my goodness, man. He's gonna have that team looking ridiculous. Anthony Davis doesn't have to do everything anymore.
Anthony Davis is gonna be
Anthony Davis ain't got to do everything.
It's great.
He ain't got to do everything. You got DeMarcus Cousins. You got Drew Holiday. I mean, he's going to be running that whole squad.
Holiday ain't going to play 10 games, though.
Who?
Very true. I can't argue that. I can't argue that because he's always hurt. I can't argue that. But
last year it wasn't about him being hurt, though. It was his wife, right? Very true. Very true. Very true. Very true. His wife was sick. Yeah, she had cancer or something. Fighting cancer.
Yes. Yeah. She was. Yeah, man. And she pulled through. So, or she still. I'm not gonna sit here and lie like I know exactly what her status is right now, but it was enough for him to come back.
Yeah, he came back. I do know that.
Right, it was good enough for him to come back.
They played much better when he did come back.
Yeah, Drew Holiday's not, and now he don't have to think. See, Rondo removes thinking, and that's why I like him so much. He removes thinking, man. Cats ain't got to be like, man, I got to do this, and Rondo's like, nope, I got it, and I'm gonna have the right thought every single time. Watch Anthony Davis's game improve. Watch DeMarcus Cousins' game improve. Watch Drew Holiday's game improve. Them dudes' games are going to get better because of him. And watch the second unit.
I cannot wait to hear this podcast and listen to you talk about Rondo.
Oh, you know, Sean.
the vitriol that is going to be taken away.
Sean cannot stand Rajon. It's okay. He's wrong. He's wrong. We'll just say that. Man. He's wrong. And we know me and Sean have had this argument.
Why does he hate winners?
Yeah, we've had this argument. Ron he don't like him, man. But he's not alone. He's got a whole long line.
A lot of people
hate Rajon Rondo, man. A lot of people hate Rajon Rondo. But
including
a lot of people hate greatness.
Yeah, including people.
A lot of people hate greatness, right? Including people in the NBA.
Like most of the teams.
The Bulls' assistant coach. He don't like him either. Go to Nico, since we brought him up. Nico Mirotic, who was holding out, but is now signed.
Is that what he was doing? Chicago I just thought nobody was offering him a contract.
I'm using technical terms. I'm trying
to make Nico feel good about himself. That's cool.
You can't see me doing air quotes. he was holding out, and year $27 million contract. I believe $12 million is only guaranteed. I believe $12 million is guaranteed for the first year. And with I think $1 million in incentives for this year, and the second year is an option year, which I think is totally fine. Because if he continues to be Nico Mirotic, then the second year you say, you get the hell out of here. But Chris knows how I feel, and it's hard for me to give up on Nico Mirotic.
Why is it hard for you to get
Dave, you have a new Dirk coming in that you can claim Dirk 2.0 marketing.
Is that what this is?
Push Nico aside.
Yep.
You still on that bandwagon on that thing that the Bulls sold us on? That was a complete lie.
You know what? No, I'm not on the wagon, but I'm following the wagon. I'm not on the wagon, but I'm right behind it. Detour. I'm right. I'm off it, but I'm behind it.
My disappointment is palpable right now.
I know, man. I know this makes no logical sense. Trust me, it makes no logical sense at all. This is all gut feeling that I'm talking about. Lauri Markkanen is already gonna advance beyond Nico. He's already gonna take.
He has already advanced beyond Nico. He can shoot.
He can shoot, right? And he's smart. And he likes going down in the paint, right?
Man,
he likes going down in the paint.
The one thing about Markkanen, man, he got a little dog in him. I watched him a little bit in college. I didn't know he got some dog in him. Like he will go out there and get into it. Nico would never do that.
Yeah,
because he'd break.
Yeah, and that's why I kept telling Dub about Markkanen. I was like, I kept saying he got some funk on him.
Yeah, my brother before he got drafted, my brother was like, "Yo, I have seen him play. He could play. Don't be upset." Like, yo, don't be upset. Markkanen, this is the Markkanen talk. Yeah. He wants to be great. I like a player who thinks they're great and wants to be great. He clearly wants to be a great player. He plays like it so far. So that's
it drips off of him.
Nico,
watch. Oh no, we didn't see it at all. Especially watching Markkanen play overseas this year for the past few months. Watching him play for his, I believe it was Finland.
Mm-hmm.
Him play and making some of these plays he was making, and it was every time we watched him because Chris was watching it with me. Yeah, big, huge plays, but every time we saw him, no point was the same. It was either he's taking a fadeaway jump shot, or he's going on the left baseline and dunking on you, or he's getting a rebound and putting it back, or he's stepping back for a three-pointer,
or off a screen, or like he's moving around screens like a guard, right, and coming off with a really quick release. Like a release that quick for a guy his size is amazing. Like he's already can get his shot off over anyone, and now he has a quick release. Like it's even quicker. You know, the ability to contest his shot is almost impossible. And I can't wait to see him play. As long as they have somebody who can get him in pick and roll action and get him open, I can't wait to see what he's going to be able to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead, Chris.
No, I was saying he understands he's 7 foot tall, right?
Yeah, that's important.
That's very important.
But he does, though. Like he definitely understands that. He's not like Nico is like, what is Nico, like 6'9", 6'10"?
6'10", I want to say.
Like you never know it, right? You never know.
That's sad and true. It is.
And another thing about Markkanen that I would like, if you look at how look at how Nico looked when he first came to the Bulls, and look at him now. If I showed you two pictures and told you and asked you which one is which, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. He looks the same. What the hell has he been doing? What has Nico been doing?
I've been on this all 2 years, man. Like, what does he do in the offseason? What we say they drink beer, watch TV?
Come on, Chris. Yeah, I was like, that's what he's been doing. But Chris, he did what we call on this show. Drake. We call it the magical weight gain. Every single year, there's one Bulls player who puts on the 15 pounds of muscle.
15 pounds of muscle.
Every year, Carlos Boozer, I never forget what they said that about him. Oh, he put on 15 pounds of muscle. We was like,
how many more pounds can he put on? What the hell?
He's still Carlos Boozer. He's still gonna do what he do. And when Derrick Rose put on extra muscle, we were like, yeah, Derrick Rose put on muscle. But then, it was not the Derrick Rose we were used to. And now we're hearing Nico put on 22 extra pounds of muscle. He was 245, I believe 260. Now, if I'm not mistaken, he has put on all new muscle. And I mean, but Dre, he's talking extra green. He's talking in third person. He's talking in third person, Dre. Let me read you the quote, Dre, before you go into this. Go down for you, sir, and read this to you. Nico talking about the Bulls offense. There's no more holding the ball, playing isolation. That's a shot. Now it's more free. Like we used to play with Ray John on the second unit. 2 shots. And then Nico the same Nico.
No, we don't want that.
He said, "I'm just expecting better, Nico, more consistent." This dude is third person.
But first of all, none of that made any sense. Like that's my first issue. Like I know English isn't like his first language, but none of that none of it made sense. None of it. Not a single word of it. Second, does he not know who he is? Does he not know that he's Nico Mirotic? Does he not know that?
I don't think he gets this. I don't think I think he just knows that I'm behind the bandwagon. And I'm drifting left because now we got Laurie marketing, so now I'm just about to jump on that one. But I'm behind the bandwagon. I want to give him one more half a year. I just want to give him a half a year.
Give him another half of anything. Look, so wait. They're saying he's 260 pounds.
He's about 260 now. Yes.
How much does DeMarcus Cousins weigh?
Oh, that is a great question.
Because there's no way in hell Nico Mirotic is 260 pounds. Get the hell out of here with that crap.
Hey, did we not say the weight gain is magical?
It is magical because it doesn't exist. You're right. You are correct.
Every year, it is a magical weight gain.
You remember McDermott, the magical weight gain he had?
Oh, he's 269. That's what DeMarcus Cousins is. He's 269.
Yeah, so you're telling me he's 9 pounds bigger than Nico Mirotic? So am I. I'm 9 pounds bigger than Nico Mirotic.
But 20 pounds is the beard, so that's,
He's big. Like Nico is big. Maybe I could have. Maybe he's 220 and went to 240, but I remember them saying something about 260.
So you brought up Doug McDermott. Can we talk about how
I brought him up. I said the magical weight gain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we talk about how the Bulls turned the 2 draft picks that we gave up for Doug McDermott and the 2 draft picks we traded to get the ability to get Doug McDermott turned into Cameron Payne? Can we talk about that? Can we talk about how that happened?
Drake,
like 6 draft picks for fucking Cameron Payne. I'm sorry.
Drake, the floor is yours.
I fucking hate the Bulls. Okay, I don't want to curse on your podcast. I've been trying my best not to. But do you know how much I hate the Bulls? I cannot stand them. First of all, we should have never gotten Doug McDermott. I think Gary Harris is going to be good. I don't care if he wasn't going to be good. I would have never traded everything they traded for Doug McDermott. And then they got rid of Taj Gibson just so that they could get rid of Doug McDermott for Cameron Payne, and then tried their best to tell everybody they thought he was going to be the point guard of the future when everybody knows they watched him after their first practice and said, oh, no, this guy is terrible. I cannot stand our front office. I want to lock one of them inside of a bathroom and have my own Randy Brown watch the door while I go to work on both of them. They are the worst, man. God. They're like the football of the NBA for me. I don't want to watch them.
Oh, damn. Yeah.
Okay, I'm done.
It's hard for me. I mean, this is what Bulls fans are right now. They are frustrated. They are fed up with the front office. They are fed up with the things they're seeing because Bulls fans are smart basketball fans. And they feel like they're being duped. And they feel like they're being lied to.
Mad at C-Red Fred. He's ecstatic.
Oh, he loves.
Hey, I'm rolling Fred, baby. Fred makes great points. He made really great points about the front office. He really did. He made some excellent points about the front office. But then we have guys like you, and then we have guys like Jack on our show who will bring that to a level.
There's a balance.
We got to balance it out. Like we can't let him go hog wild with all this optimism. The Bulls are going to be terrible.
Yeah,
I'm not going to let him be optimistic about this.
No, he never said that. Now Fred is like, no, he expects the Bulls to be terrible because that's the point. He wants them to be terrible, wants them to tank because it's the last year we can tank. So we get this tank in, and then we pick up whoever's coming out early in the first round. Like that, I think that's the whole plan. I think it's going to be, in my opinion, I think the Bulls are going to be a fun, bad team to watch. Because they are athletic and they're going to get up and down the floor and they're going to be shooting a lot. And Zach LaVine, just watching him play basketball is fun. And watching Chris Dunn run the point guard position for me is fun.
I think they're going to get blown out.
Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah, we're going to get the crap.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be fun.
Oh, yeah.
I really don't.
Tons.
I think you could be bad with Jimmy Butler, but you're going to be in games. I think this season they're not going to be in as many games as you think, as you're hoping.
See, I don't think they're going to be in any game. I'm just saying it's going to be bad. That's why I said fun. That's why I said fun bad.
Okay.
How many games do you think they're going to win?
I'd say 20, 25.
Okay.
About that.
30,
maybe it could be
35.
35. That's a good number. 35. That's high.
Is that high?
I don't expect them. Yeah, that's high. What do you think, Dre? What do you got?
I'm giving them like 20. I mean, I guess 20 to 25 is going to be the number. But if they get that, I think we'll be lucky. I think.
Yeah, I think it'd be very lucky. I don't see that 30-win plateau, man. Like,
maybe not.
Too many really, especially the West. We still got to play the West. We're not winning any of those games.
We got all these
guys are gonna come in here.
We have no
Dominic. Go ahead, Chris. I'm sorry.
No, we're gonna get blown out a lot. It's just gonna be like blowouts. I just, generally
say fun bad.
Generally, you have one player that's like a superstar on your team, and like we don't have one that approaches that. At least for like a half a season. So this could be like
at least for a half a season. Yep. So, those Zach LaVine games, but when Zach LaVine's not playing, man, like it's gonna be tough, bro.
And he's never had to like carry the load.
But it's all right because Nico put on the extra 22 pounds, baby. So now he can carry the load of the Bulls.
Just don't say Nico.
Let me move on before Drake punches computer.
I got a picture of Nico up right now. I'll do it. I'll punch the hell out of the screen.
Before we get to the tournament. Actually, before we get to the tournament, man, I want to discuss Scottie Pippen. Now, Scottie Pippen, for some reason this year, of Scottie Pippen disrespect. Now, I know the guys right here on this podcast, Dre and Chris. Chris is the biggest Scottie Pippen fan I know. Dre has said to me on several occasions on this show that he's the biggest Scottie Pippen fan.
He is my favorite.
Now, I'm sure you all have seen the blatant disrespect for Scottie Pippen. I've seen this year. I don't know why, but they've called him not a superstar. I watched Victor Oladipo. He's not a superstar.
Of all people, Victor Oladipo.
Of all people. Like he's not a superstar. He doesn't get it done like that
in his career. It's like 12.
And
shut your mouth.
So I would like to leave the floor to you two guys to go ahead and let the people know of Scottie Pippen. Dre, if you don't mind, sir, I would like to start with you. Please let the people know the disrespect that needs to stop about the great Scottie Pippen.
I mean, Scottie Pippen, I think he's always been disrespected his entire career because people, I mean, obviously he played with Michael Jordan. He can't be any good. He's just winning because of Michael. Michael never won without Scottie, ever.
Ever.
The defense didn't become what it was for the Chicago Bulls until Scottie Pippen became what he was as a basketball player, right? Like, I think we could all admit that. Like, Scottie he was a one. I know he said he was like LeBron before LeBron, and I think I understood what he was saying because he's such a versatile basketball player. That's what he means. There was no other player in the league like Scottie Pippen. He could guard your power forward, your point guard, small forward, shooting guard. The only thing he couldn't guard was your center. And he did it better than anybody else had ever done it up until that point. He could score. He can control your offense. I can't remember which one of these guys it was. It may have been Steve Kerr. He was like, the best thing about Scottie Pippen to him was that he always knew when somebody needed a shot.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't matter like
Steve Kerr.
Steve Kerr. Didn't matter who the play was called for. Scottie was like, you know what? I'm going to get this guy a shot because he hasn't had a shot in a while and he needs something. That alone is something that accounts for something that means something. Like it doesn't mean that he was the best basketball player in the world, but it means that maybe he was one of the best because he knew things like that. That's a point guard mentality in a small forward's body that can guard anybody, and he could get you 20 points a game. Like what the hell else do you want from him? Like it wasn't like he had to do all the scoring. He had Michael Jordan. He did all of the other things that allowed Michael Jordan to do the things that he did that we all know is great. But if Michael had to play everybody's best scoring small forward or best shooting guard, if he had to play all those guys 20, 30, 40 minutes a game, do you think he'd have the energy to do all of the things that he did before? Hell no. Not a chance in the world, because when he had to do it when Scottie wasn't good, the Bulls weren't winning. So it took Scottie getting to where he was as a basketball player at his pinnacle so that Michael can get to where he was able to just do the things that he was great at, scoring the basketball, playing the passing lanes. Like Michael was one of the greatest guys at playing the passing lanes because generally Scottie was bodying up on somebody. So when Scottie's turning them, Michael was able to come over and steal the ball. I don't know, man. I think people have this idea that because he played with Michael, he wasn't great, and they just omit the '94 season altogether. What did the Bulls win? 55 games that season?
55 games, yeah.
They did.
Did they win 55
other games? Maybe he won.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, I don't even. I've stopped talking about Scottie Pippen and getting into arguments with people about him, and even listening to like much criticism because people are going to say what they want to say. But I know what he meant to those basketball teams. I watched him. I know what he meant, and I don't need anybody like Victor Oladipo to tell me anything about a superstar when he's not a superstar himself. He shut his goddamn mouth. Like you become a superstar in the teams that you're playing on right now, and until you do that, you don't get to mention one of the 50 greatest basketball players of all time. You ain't even one of the 50 greatest basketball players in your goddamn conference. What the hell are you talking about?
I like how like it's so easy to be a star when the player you're playing with is a superstar. Because clearly old people became superstar with Russell Westbrook, right?
Clearly.
Oh, did that happen? That didn't happen, right?
No, he got his ass traded.
No, it did not.
So it's not easy to do that. Oh, okay, my bad. I thought it just happened.
Go ahead.
He became great when he played another great player. Look, I'm just like you, Dre. I know what Pippen did. I watched every game Pippen played. Matter of fact, I used to. There's a ritual, Dave and De La Salle, me and Corley. Every day newspaper, we look for a photo of Pippen doing what? Dunking on somebody. Every game. Every game he had a facial. You don't see that today. Every game he dunked on somebody. I couldn't even every game. Look, the guy had he had one of the best seasons in NBA history. 14 categories led the team. And won 55 games.
That's why he told y'all he was LeBron before LeBron.
Right.
And I'll never forget a quote. He played, I think it was Indiana at home. It was two announcers. I forgot the two announcers. It was on TNT game. And Scottie was just, how Scottie just controlled the game. Like he knew everything was gonna be it. And they won the game and they set him down. And he said, and the guy was like, no, Scottie said, wow, you just have a knack to just like play at one level. Then when your team needs you to play, you play at another level. And Scottie's laughing at everything. And he said, I quote, "You are beautiful to watch." Like I don't think people understood. Like you don't. I remember Bill Wennington got interviewed. Bill Wennington said, I remember him saying this on the radio. He said at his prime, he'd rather play with Pippen than Jordan.
Yeah, I remember him saying that. For the same reason that Steve Kerr said that thing about him passing the ball when he knew he needed a shot.
Right.
Things like that matters.
Pippen made Kerr's career. Remember, Pippen gave Kerr all of a jump shot. That was his Paxson. In those games, Pippen go to the cup. Here you go, Kerr. Shot. Oh, Kerr can shoot threes like that. Wow, he got a jump shot. I forgot Kerr was in the league. That happened because of Scottie. You don't lead your team 14 category when MVP of the All-Star team. Come on now. I remember it. Plus, don't forget this. He had like the best Christmas Day game ever in NBA history. Like, did you never get that? Like he scored all the points in the overtime.
He scored like we can throw out so many stories of Scottie Pippen, man. Just like that people don't realize actually happened. Okay, I don't know if everybody remembers that like '98 season, like the playoffs, but he systematically went through every team in that playoffs in the Eastern Conference and just took out their small forward.
Yeah,
everyone. Glenn Rice gone. Steve Smith gone. Got to the Eastern Conference Finals and said, you know what? We're going to take Mark Jackson completely out of this goddamn series. Mark Jackson gone.
Let me tell you something.
Destroyed their game plan.
Go back. You don't understand. People understand how big that is. Let me tell you something. He benched a Hall of Fame fucking point guard on the Eastern Conference team.
They couldn't play him because Scottie wouldn't let him bring the ball up the court.
He benched. I don't think this has ever been done in NBA history. A Hall of Fame point guard.
We can't play you. Sorry, Mark. We can't play you because Scottie Pippen isn't allowing you to bring the ball up the court.
And then your whole team is destroyed after that. It's destroyed. You don't have a game. It's messed up. Like that's not you know, it's I remember it was one season when it was on the league, it was two teams. I forgot what it was, and it was like we're gonna make Scottie Pippen score because we feel, you know, we have a better chance of beating the Bulls. It makes Scottie a scorer than Michael Jordan. So 2 games, Scottie dropped like 12 points in the first quarter. It was like he's posting up, this is the ball all. Like, okay, I'll score. And the announcer's like, well, that's not working.
Like, you want to know what's happened with Scottie? I think, like, we're in an age where stats tell everything. And his game was much more than just what he did statistically.
Yeah.
So it's hard for people to be like, okay, you know, he was great, you know, because he didn't score a bunch of points. You know what I'm saying? He didn't get a bunch of rebounds or dish out a bunch of assists. He didn't, like, the numbers aren't staggering when you look at them. But the totality of his career is, I mean, he's a 6-time champion.
Listen, you can't be possibly the best defender of NBA history. Literally. I mean, like,
as perimeter defenders go, he was the best.
I mean,
best defender I've ever seen.
He benched in Hall of Fame. All the small forward he took out. Glenn Rice didn't want none of him. Steve Smith, you can't dribble the ball against him. I tell Dave all the time. I say, see, Draymond Green pisses me off every time. He walks the ball down court. If Pippen was on, he wouldn't want the ball at all. He wouldn't want the ball.
Hell no. Because Scottie was all arms. People think Kawhi Leonard is a good defender, and Kawhi is great. Scottie was Kawhi, but like 10 times more athletic than Kawhi is.
Yeah,
he was faster. Yes. His arms were longer. Yep. Like everything that you love about Kawhi, like add more of it to Scottie Pippen. And
jump higher
and
jump higher. He's like everything. But none of that matters.
Basketball IQ.
He played with Michael Jordan, so none of that matters.
You can't have the best dunk in NBA history in the playoffs. Lead the team in 14 categories. Win 6. How many titles do you have to win? Like, how many titles? This even goes to
win that title without Jordan. Then everybody would have respected him.
And then not only did he bench Mark Jackson when he went to Portland, he benched Bonzi Wells and Stoudemire. Those dudes got benched because of Scottie. And he was never the same after the back surgery. He was never the same. I know Scottie's game. He was never the same after the back surgery.
He was not at all.
No, he was not at all. But he went to Portland. I remember a game when who's the announcer, the court guy. He doesn't.
Bob Costas?
No. Car. It began with a C. In the 90s, he used to do the sideline. White dude, sit back here, whatever.
All I remember is Amar Rashad. But go ahead with your
Anyway, it was a game where Pippen had like the first quarter, like 4 steals, 8 assists, or something like that. And I remember the break. He was like, "Fellas, I'm watching one of the best performances ever. Scottie has completely just destroyed his team." He's like, he's tickling Henley, on the camera. I was like, "Go to that game." And he was just like, this dude just because you have those games where like he would do everything. But it was like, all right, this is Scottie get 8 steals this game, and like it's just. You know, I don't get how you could bench a Hall of Fame point guard and do all this stuff. I remember Larry Johnson was talking trash. Remember that? Larry Johnson for the game was like, "Oh, he's on Michael Jordan's cape, all this kind of stuff." And then Scottie dropped like 20 points in the first half. Yeah, it was like, shut the fuck up.
Any more questions about what I do?
And then after the game, they asked Larry Johnson what happened. Larry Johnson, you know what Larry Johnson said?
What?
He said, blah, 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 blah. That's literally what he said.
That's all he can say.
That's all he said in the game. Well, I don't know.
I just run about damn now.
I'll say this about Scottie, man. I remember a couple things. I believe they were playing the Clippers, and Scottie went 14 to 15 in that game. And it was one of the most unbelievable performances I'd ever seen in my life. I remember when they played Orlando the second time, and Scottie, you already knew Mike had it made up in his mind, but you saw Scottie had it made up in his mind that Penny Hardaway and any other guard or ball dribbler was not getting past half court. And I mean, he just absolutely clamped Penny Hardaway. This is when Penny was Penny.
Remember, you know why,
okay.
Dave? You know why, Dave? Michael could not guard Penny. Penny was 6'9".
Right. Penny was 6'9", right.
So who guarded him? Scottie guarded.
Scottie Pippen.
Michael always had problems with big Tall
Right.
guards.
Right. So that's why Mike didn't guard Magic in that finals. Who guarded him? Who changed the entire complexity of that finals was Scottie Pippen. Game 2, everything changed. When they put Scottie on Magic, the series was over.
He scored more in the finals on that, and he outscored Michael in the finals. Like, what is
It's ridiculous. It was
like
it was
points.
Scottie put on some of the most unbelievable performances I'd ever seen. And the trump card for Scottie, for me, you name me somebody else who's got a shoe after a dunk.
In the colors of the dude who dunked on.
Name me somebody.
My 2K character, every year, those are the shoes that I wear. Every single year.
And the dunk was in the playoffs.
Not the
preseason.
Nope. In the playoffs.
And then he looked at Spike Lee.
What he
sit your ass
down. The man has a shoe. A shoe dedicated to a dunk. I don't know any other player that has that. I just don't.
Maybe
I don't know that, man. Sit your ass down.
Sit your ass down. No, I know people who have symbols of them dunking. Shaq's symbol is him dunking. Mike's symbol is him dunking. I don't know what Kobe's symbol is, but I'm saying somebody who has
fade away.
Right. All right.
Hey,
I'm about to go in.
I'm a huge Kobe fan. I just like clowning.
Yeah, man. But I don't know any player that has a shoe specifically for a dunk that he did on somebody to let you know how important it was and what it meant, and let you know expressed it in the form of actual footwear. That's insane.
And the dude he dunked on was Patrick Ewing. It wasn't some
no name. Right, it's a Hall of Famer. It's Patrick Ewing. It's a Hall of Famer. And I mean, he dunked on it, and I mean, it's still to this day the nastiest dunk I've ever seen in my life. To this day, Vince Carter's number 2. That dunk he did in the Olympics. That was just insane.
No, see, this is why because Sky's in the playoffs.
In the playoffs, that matters. The magnitude of the moment matters. Yes, the magnitude of the moment matters. Yes, everything about that whole dunk, the push down, the step over, and the Spike Lee. All that shit.
Yeah, adding Spike Lee to the whole thing is what made it all the better.
Made it all the more
gold. Telling him to sit his ass down, laughing at him.
Right, pointed at him. Sit your ass down. Spike had to do the right thing. Reaction like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man. Scottie was one of the greats. The disrespect makes no sense to me. You don't watch basketball. Period.
And he dunked on everybody. Like, you know,
everybody.
Like I look at LeBron, not laugh. Like, he doesn't dunk on anybody. Pippen looked at you and said, "I'm going to dunk on you.
I'm
going over the top of you."
And just look for Scottie Pippen dunk montage, and it's like a 10-minute montage of him not just dunking, like you said, he's dunking on people, and it's violent.
It's not by accident. Like, oops, I just got it off. This is like, no, this is intentional.
Yes.
like
I was trying to get to you, and I'm so happy. I'm so happy that I was able to finally get to you.
But then I'll pick the ball up and look
out to the 7-footer. I couldn't wait to see you. Hello, and I mean, it was always violent, like you said. It was always violent, man, and always mean, and always important. Scottie had, I mean, when he dunked on you, it was important. It was a key moment in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, when he would do that to you, man. It was never like 2-0. It was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was important when Scottie would do that. It would change complexity. Scottie did that so often for the Bulls. And remember that 3-pointer Scottie would hit?
Oh, that key top of the key? Three, boy. Oh my God.
Oh,
yeah. He was the king of the pull up three.
The timeout 3.
He was the one. Yup, the pull up, the pull up. They need to talk it over 3. Scottie would hit that for you. The Lakers need to talk it over. Scottie Pippen. And I mean, pull up right after a quick 4-0, 6-0 run. Come down, pull up on you. 3, whop, all day,
dude,
man.
Do you know how old we sound, waxing poetic?
I just sound like a basketball fan,
about old school Bulls games.
Hey, man, it was the truth, bro. I saw it. I saw it. And it's one of my great joys in life that I got to sit there and watch Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen play basketball. And all
every time they come over here, what we do, Dave? Put on YouTube, watch highlights of Jordan, Pippen dunking on people.
Yeah, we do that quite often. Like, hey, let's go get some Mike and Scottie go. Yeah, man. That's what I do. See, again, the and shit part of Friends. All right, let's get to the tournament of trash, sir. Dre, you have a very important task. Okay. For those of you who don't know, we're at the 3rd annual tournament of trash. We are doing the worst front office decisions, and it has been a doozy. There have been upsets. There have been just complete ridiculousness. There have been vetoes. It's been everything you can think of. It's been fun. Now, here's the important part to the listener, to people listening out there. After Dre picks the winners of the tournament of trash, he will pick who goes on to the championship game. Whoever he picks, it is then up to the fans to select who will win the tournament of trash. And the winner will receive the retired Norm Van Leer's jersey trophy, because that is just an egregious error on the Bulls' part. They have not retired Norm Van Leer's jersey. So he's primed and ready to go. He's ready to go. These, again, are the worst front office decisions for the Chicago Bulls. We are in the Final Four, the horrible four, the failing four, whatever you want to call them.
I feel like I have a really big responsibility here. Okay.
It's a big responsibility, sir. There are 4 regions. There's the whack region, the sad region, the pathetic region, and the garbage region. Now, are you ready, Dre? Are you ready to pick who moves on to the championship game of the tournament of trash, sir?
I think I'm ready.
All right. Let's do it. All right. And to keep one big thing is 3 number 1 seeds did make it.
Oh,
3.
wow. That almost never happens.
Number 1 seeds made it, man. So that's a big thing. So let's go to the pathetic region and the garbage region. Coming out of the pathetic region, the number 4 seed, sending Benny the Bull to recruit T-Mac. We both know how ridiculous that was. We all remember that. We all remember the lazy eye of T-Mac just rolling in the back of his head when he saw Benny the Bull.
Lazy eye, man.
Pick him up. You saw it. You saw it go to sleep. He's going up against the garbage region, the number 1 seed, not firing guard packs. Dre, sending Benny the Bull to recruit T-Mac or not firing guard packs?
Man, not firing guard packs.
Oh, wow. That's
didn't even take him no time.
I don't need to waste no time with that. Not firing guard packs is forever and ever number 1. I mean, it's number 1. Yeah.
Number 1 seed. Chris, I felt that they would go to the championship when we started this.
Mm-hmm.
They have not disappointed. It was one of the things we did have to veto for Fred, because Fred was trying to get that out of there first. He thought drafting Dickie Simpkins was worse.
Yeah, I think he was drinking that.
Yeah, but it was one of the vetoes we had to use. But yes, not firing guard packs will move on to the championship round.
Wow.
In a landslide. Didn't even need an explanation. He knew what that was.
Oh, that was like a blowout, like 30 years.
I thought it was. Yeah, right. It was a blowout in the Final Four.
Over the first quarter.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on to the final contest. In the WAC region, we have the number 1 seed trading LaMarcus Aldridge for Tyrese Thomas. Oh, yes. Going up against, in the sad region, coming out the sad region, the number 1 seed hiring Tim Floyd.
Oh, God.
So, yes! Now, we knew. This is why I saved this for last. Because I felt this would be a tougher matchup. These are 2 number 1 powerhouses. We're talking about trading a dude you needed. All the Bulls needed that year was a center. Everybody knew it. We said, man, all we need is a center. Boom, you get LaMarcus Aldridge. We were like, cool, let's move on. And they traded him for a dude nobody had heard of, who wasn't even a center, because he was just an athletic dude, and that's it. Had no other upside to him. And Tyrese Thomas, who's not even in the league no more. but that's going up against Tim Floyd.
Okay.
Hiring Tim Floyd. And I mean, we had on our last show, Reed Jack break down how everything started, how all of trash and atrociousness started from the hiring Tim Floyd. He broke it down from him to the bringing in of Gar Foreman. He just broke it down in such a beautiful and eloquent way.
All the way to Cameron Payne. Tim
all
Floyd
all the way to Cameron Payne. Tim Floyd to Cameron Payne. He broke it down from that to let you know how atrocious this move was in hiring Tim Floyd. So, number 1 seed trading LaMarcus Aldridge for Thomas against the number 1 seed hiring Tim Floyd. Dre, according to sources, what say you?
I have an answer. And it was actually easier than I thought it would be.
Okay.
For me, what's going on is hiring Tim Floyd.
Oh!
I have a reason why.
Okay, come on.
Because if we get LaMarcus Aldridge, we probably never get Derrick Rose. And I don't those years. I wouldn't trade those years for anything. Marcus Aldridge was good enough that we would not have been in any position to get that number 1 seed. And I don't want to trade those Derrick years for anything ever. So Tim Floyd, because Tim Floyd fucking sucked.
He's moving on. So we've got in the championship game, we've got hiring Tim Floyd, the number 1 seed, going up against another number 1 seed, not firing guard Pax. Gee, Chris, I wonder what the fans will pick.
Did I make it too easy for him?
I don't care who I put up against there. I could have put Michael Jordan's mama as number 1 seed. Not firing guard Pax. Oh.
Everybody wants to get rid of Garpax. I mean, they deserve it. Not Paxson, maybe not so much as Gar Foreman, but Gar Foreman definitely. I mean, Pax is bad, but he's not Gar Foreman bad.
Yeah, I know. Fred's on the show, and he ran down. I know, obviously, with Pax with GM, they would actually, he made some nice solid picks.
He did.
They were pretty competitive, but their behavior is in general. It's like having media conferences at 2 a.m. in the morning. They're like, what are you doing, dude? Like, is this? I don't know. I'm tired.
Firing guys or the day before Christmas.
Yes.
Right. Tomorrow they're accountable. I think they don't know what accountable means, apparently, because they keep saying it. I don't think
they understand. To calling Cameron Payne their point guard of the future.
Yeah, that alone needs to be because everybody you could watch one game of OKC.
Yep.
And know Cameron Payne sucked.
Yep.
How the hell do you have an inkling of a thought to think that he actually be something? Right. Just like
makes no sense. Hey, Dre, go ahead, Chris. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I'm just baffled. Like, did they watch the games? Did they watch TV? I don't know. You could not have watched TV. They could not have watched. You can't tell me they watched him at Cameron Payne. They couldn't.
They saw him dancing, and they was like, "Hey, he can dance. Maybe he can dribble."
Maybe they confused somebody else on the court for Cameron Payne.
Like, shit. Oh, Benny the Bull. We need another mascot.
I got you.
This Madagascar character.
Looking like baby Simba.
He could be the perfect mascot. He dances. Look at him.
Oh, does he dance? Do you remember him dancing during the game?
They were getting long, clean the hell out. He got the whole bench over there and joking.
Infecting them with his trash. I must say, though, Dre, we did hiring Gar Foreman was the number 2 seed. But it went up against not firing guard Pax.
I mean, so,
And that's, what you gonna do? What you gonna do, man? I mean, this is a great tournament. I mean, there were a lot of terrible trash things that happened. I mean, firing Ron Adams, signing Kirk Heinrich 3 times, signing Rusty LaRue 3 times. 2 Kirk Heinrich montages.
One montage for Derrick Rose.
Not one.
He got
Derrick Rose. No, he got one.
It was combined. Yeah, it was a combination with Joakim Noah.
Derrick Rose. The MVP combined.
I'm telling you, man, Kirk had a black and white montage. I don't forget that. It was black and white.
We're talking. I mean, what? Oh, putting the Jordan statue indoors.
That sucks.
I mean,
so hard, man.
Oh, I still hate that to this day, man. Not celebrating Ben Gordon and his wonderful greatness.
I don't know.
Trading. Don't do this. He deserved a celebration.
Okay, I'm not gonna fight you.
He actually won games.
I'm not gonna fight you on this.
No, this is not a fight for you. This is not the one.
I'm not gonna fight you on this.
This ain't the one. This ain't the one.
Do one game.
They should have celebrated them. They should have.
They should have got him with celebration, the montage or something, man. No, they was just like, let's get you front row tickets behind the backboard.
Dropping 30 in the playoffs and shit. Like, that don't mean nothing. Like, what is going on?
Right. Against Boston. He dropped 42 on Boston. 42.
His what did he have? A pulled hamstring or he pulled something.
Yep, it's a hamstring. They just don't like the fact he grabbed his nuts after he hit that three. He's still mad at that. They still upset at that. Yeah, get over it real hard. But yes, it was a wonderful tournament. Lots of atrocities that this front office committed over the years. And our guests have narrowed it down. Go ahead, Chris.
No, I'm looking at draft Marcus T. Got this.
Yeah. Drafted Marcus T, signing Eddie Robinson.
I mean, that was the one. Eddie Robinson, yo. Oh man, Eddie Robinson, yo. That was one of the worst signings in Chicago Bulls history.
Eddie Robinson. Eddie Robinson loved that.
Like I told Chris on this show, man. I said Eddie Robinson. I told him when Eddie Robinson signed that contract, he did three things. He went to the store and bought some jewelry. And he went to his weed man. Those are his first three stops.
Went bought some backwards. That's exactly what he did.
You know what I'm saying? Those are his first three stops, and then he went to the club.
I mean, never seen an NBA basketball player's lips as black as his. I don't know how they didn't drug test him every week. Like, come on.
Dude was hurt all the time. All he did was go to the club. I remember seeing him in the club. He had a Coogee sweater on in the club.
Sweater. He loved
I'll never forget it. It was a Coogee sweater and a gold chain. I remember it well. I remember it well, dog. That man was up in the club, dog.
I think he had that Coogee sweater on when, like, during the media, like after he signed and they announced him. I think he had that Coogee sweater on there. He didn't even have a suit.
Dude, it wasn't even as bright. It wasn't as bright as his smile. Because he's like cheesing, like
who did they sign him from? Charlotte.
Yeah.
He had like a good playoffs or something. Like he was good in the playoffs that year.
He had a big dunk there too.
He never averaged 10 points a game before. Never 10 points a game. He couldn't even get you 10. The most he averaged was 9.
10 minutes a game with the Bulls because he was hurt. Like
he was hurt
90% of the time. He just got paid
because he was high and drunk immediately. The
Bulls just finished paying Eddie Robinson like 2 years ago. The Bulls. Oh man,
the atrocities. Yeah, but the tournament of trash was fun. We will do this again next year. We do it yearly. This is the third annual. We thank all our fans for the feedback. Thanks everybody for the feedback and for the love and for the questions and for the hate. For all that, but now it is in the hands of the fans. You get to decide on Twitter who decide. You get to decide who wins. You decide is it going to be hiring Tim Floyd or not firing Garpax. It's up to you. We'll leave it in your hands. Thank y'all for listening to the show. Thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for checking us out. Thank y'all for rolling with us. You can check us out on iTunes. You can subscribe to it for free. It's free. Okay, it's free. Stitcher.com. Tune in media on your mobile devices. Our website, ballsports.com, and also on Google Play Podcasts. Chris.
Yes, and if if you like what you heard, Mandre came on the show and killed it. Murder, something like that. And if you like what you hear and you think you get value from the show, hey, go to ballsports.com, BAWSports.com, and you could donate $1 or $2 to the show, to the podcast, help us out. Think of it as like, you're buying us a beer, you pay $4 for your coffee every day. I don't know what you pay for your weed, whatever. But you can just drop a dime or $2. That'd be great. Help out a lot.
Do you mean a dime bag? A couple dimes.
Hey, that's not even big as hell, all right? So if if you can't afford a dime bag, if you can't afford a dime
for an eighth or what? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
If you can't afford $1 or $2, spread the word, tell your friends, tweet, and participate in the poll. But hey, blue button, top of the website is there. We got to pay for podcast hosting and all that kind of stuff. So I'm just saying,
check it out.
Thank you to the fans who have donated in the past.
Yes,
and who continue to listen and support.
We appreciate it. Drake, before we go, real quick, the Carmelo Anthony trade. How you feel about it?
I am excited to watch it. I don't know how it's going to work unless Carmelo is just like, screw it. I'm going to be Olympic Melo. I'm going to pass the ball if I don't have a shot. And that's it. I'm not going to hold the ball, no ISO Melo. But I'm excited to see it. I wish he would have went to Houston, though. I thought that would have been better.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's cool with OKC. I mean, you got Westbrook, Paul George. Paul George is better when it's not on him. And Westbrook and Melo ain't going to let it be on him, man. I don't know. What you think, Chris?
Yeah, I'd rather see him with OKC just simply because the Antonio defense, I don't know, he's not going to win anything. But that line, it's just a crazy-ass team, like a bunch of small forwards who could dribble. I'm interested to see who's not going to shoot because everyone can't shoot. So who's going to be the guy to be the distributor, to be the passer, and to be the unselfish person to try to run the team? Because somebody has to change their game at some point.
That's the truth. It's the truth. All right, y'all. We out of here. Next time y'all hear from us, we'll be discussing the Bulls and how they looked in the preseason. That's going to be the next show we do. Dre's favorite, because I know Dre going to be front and center. Tuned in.
I'm back to watching them, so.
Hey!
Oh!
Yay! He succeeded. He wanted to see the rebirth of Nico Mirotic in the swole chest.
I'm just here for marketing.
Dre, please let the people know where they can check you out at, where they can find you, sir.
I don't do podcasts anymore, apparently. So, but when I do start doing podcasts again, you can find me at According to Sources. AccordingToSources.com if you want to read everything that people are writing. There's a lot of stuff going up right now. You can find me at ETMF Podcast Network whenever we start doing podcasts again.
Where can they find you on Twitter?
A2 Sources, is that it? I don't know my handle. I think that's it. Number 2 and Sources. That
is correct. All right, man. On behalf of our guy Dre, man, the rookie of the year, Ball on Bulls. That's my main man, Chris, aka C-Dub. I'm Big Dave. Thank y'all for tuning in, y'all. Holla back. Peace, love. Bow. We out.